Hello, my beautiful travel mate friends. Welcome back for another daily check-in on the Joy in the Journey Challenge. I'm Holly. I hope you're having a great journey today. And if you're not, if you've hit a few bumps in the road or you feel like you're stuck in the mud, then no worries. I've got you. That's why we're doing this together. So, I can relate if that's the case. I've had a bit of a slow day myself. Slow in the sense of not as productive as I had intended this day to be. It's been one of those days where I set out to do something that I think will be quick and easy, and it ends up taking forever. Can you relate? Do you ever feel like that? So for me today, that was doing my lesson plan for my evening class that I teach tonight. And the same thing happened last week. So, I mean, I think I just need to accept that these lessons are going to take longer to plan than I think they should, quote unquote. I go into it thinking, all right, I'm just going to bang this out, an hour or two and I'll be done and I'll move on. And then I get sucked in, and then I think, ooh, this could be tweaked a bit, or I could do something better with this vocabulary set, or I can make this more realistic, right? And then I end up, spending an hour on just one portion of it. So typical me, I know myself, I know this is how I work, and it's not the worst thing in the world. I think that it produces to some degree a better quality result, better quality lesson, but at what expense? So basically what I am sacrificing in time today is my artwork. But that's okay. It's not been completely devoid of art, because even though I haven't done anything physically, like produced anything today, I have been thinking about my work. I started off the morning chatting with a friend about the Fibonacci sequence, and that's something that I worked into my conceptual work in college, and so that had me thinking about some of the images I had created back then and how I'd like to resume that body of work eventually. That's been on my mind, and it's not the place that I started when I've just been getting back into it, because it is a pretty, heavy conceptual topic, and I'm easing back in. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, so to speak. And anyway, but I do want to get back to that line of work eventually. So I've been thinking about that. I was kind of flipping through some of the books I have related to those topics. This is one that I love, The Divine Proportion, A Study in Mathematical Beauty. This was like my Bible in college when I was doing work in that area. This is another one. This was also, I heavily relied on this to inspire my imagery and just to, spark ideas. So this is, it's called A Beginner's Guide to Constructing the Universe, the Mathematical Archetypes of Nature, Art, and Science. Fascinating stuff, and it goes through like each number from 1 to 10 and talks about like the spiritual meaning of it and where it appears in nature, and different sequences and structures. And I could just show you a few random pages from it. It has a lot of diagrams. Genealogy of the drone honeybee. Drone means male, apparently. All kinds of, this one, perfect one to turn to. All kinds of stuff. And if you know my artwork at all, not the recent stuff, but more of the undergrad stuff, I've been obsessed with the logarithmic spiral for a very long time now, because you see that throughout nature. It is just this ubiquitous structure in the natural world, and to me that's fascinating, and it makes me think about the philosophical meaning of it, the underlying meaning. Why is that all throughout nature? What can we learn from that? What does it represent on a deeper level? So I just love this stuff. I'm such a nerd for it, and talking to my friend today made me want to dive back into this subject. So who knows, maybe I will go there with my with my artwork in the near future. What else? I thought I would show you a few of the pieces from college that are related to this, because I'll be honest with you, I was not in a great mood doing my lesson plan, and like I said, I'd gotten so sucked into it and just kind of frustrated with the textbook and just feeling really low energy. And I almost thought to myself, oof, do I even want to record a check-in? I barely have anything to report because I haven't gotten to work on my painting today. I haven't really done anything, but I have been thinking, and that matters too. And I thought, it brings me joy to talk about my artwork and to look at it. So maybe this check-in is exactly what I need. And I feel so energized already just from coming here, shifting my energy and shifting my focus away from the PowerPoint that has been my entire day. Okay, so I'll show you. Actually, I have a couple of them hanging over here. Are these the same? Yeah, I have 3 different versions of the same one, but I kind of like this one the most. So this is actually part of a series. These are etchings. It was inspired by looking at X-ray photos. I guess I don't have to say photos, X-rays of shells. And the cool thing about the X-ray is you get to really see that inner spiral structure. And again, I apologize for the lighting. It's getting to that point in the day. I think I need to shift these updates or these check-in videos a little bit earlier in the day so I don't get this glare. Let's see what I can do here. Maybe I can just, here we go. That's a little bit better. So anyway, you get to see the interior structure of the spiral in the X-rays. So I sort of recreated that as an etching, and in the background, what you see is, let's see how close I can get. I don't know if you can make that out. The number series, that is the Fibonacci sequence. So if you've never heard of it, look it up. Basically, it's a mathematical sequence of self-similar growth. So each number, I guess the best way to describe it is the preceding 2 numbers, the sum of them produce the next number in the sequence. So starting out with 0 and 1, the sum of 0 and 1 is 1, so that's the next number of the sequence, so 0, 1, 1. The sum of 1 and 1 is 2, so that's the next number. The sum of 1 and 2 is 3, so that's the next number, and it continues on like that. I'm so excited, I'm like getting out of breath. Also, I had coffee a little earlier, so I'm feeling the caffeine now, which is so funny because I actually wasn't feeling it when I was sitting in front of the computer working on the PowerPoint. I was feeling really no effect of the caffeine, probably because I was bored. Okay, so anyway, you get the idea. That's one of them. And then I'll just back you up to the wall here to see the other. Oh, look at the cool effect of the light on the wall. Do you see that? Oh my gosh, that looks like magic. It's like this, it's a curve, which is perfect because this is all about curves in nature. And by the way, the Fibonacci sequence and the logarithmic spiral are tied together. I can't really explain how they relate, but it goes back to that self-similar growth idea. So anyway, I'll get you a little bit closer to this one. This is another type of shell with the Fibonacci sequence in the background. And I had a third one, but apparently I don't have a copy of that here. So must be somewhere. So anyway, those are some of my etchings, and it's nice when the sun goes behind the clouds, then it's not causing that glare. Oh, I know. I can show you another series that I did. Is this video getting too long? We're still under 10 minutes, so I'll show you. This is another etching in a series of places in nature or structures in nature where we see the logarithmic spiral. So again, the seashell, and I don't know if you can make it out, but the numbers kind of, what would I call that? Kind of bordering the spiral of the shell, that's the Fibonacci sequence. And you also see it in, can you tell what that is? That's the inner ear. The cochlea of the inner ear also has that same spiral. And I don't know if you can make it out, but the numbers are printed on that as well. And in a pine cone, the spiral of a pine cone. Look at the pine cone up closely. I have a bunch here because I just love pine cones. Look, do you see how that structure is? It really is a spiral. It's amazing. And then the last one in the series is the sunflower. So next time you see a sunflower in person, look at the center of it, and you'll see that that is also a spiral structure as well. So anyway, that's that. And then I did create some new prints over the summer that are working with that. So I guess I have picked this back up just a little bit. These are really simple though. This is a photo that I took of my pine cones, and then I used that transfer process that I talked about with wintergreen oil to transfer it onto like a nice art paper, and then I just printed the logarithmic spiral over top of it, and the golden triangle also. I think it's called the golden triangle. Anyway, so that makes me happy. That brings me joy. So for if you're, like I said, if you're hitting some stumbling blocks on your road today, on your journey today, maybe you just need to step away from whatever it is that you're working on, shake up your energy a bit, like I've done. Literally, my heart is pounding now. I don't know if it just took, an extra hour for the caffeine to kick in, or if I truly do get that excited talking about the Fibonacci sequence, the logarithmic spiral, and my artwork. It's probably a combination of the two. But anyway, I'm feeling energized to go back and put the finishing touches on my PowerPoint so that I'm ready for class, and then I think I'm going to go out for a walk or maybe a run because it is quite nice today, not too hot. The heat has broken, so yay. It's starting to feel a little bit more like fall in Birmingham. This Alabama in September, it's still, for most of the month, it still felt like the middle of summer, and it's been throwing me because I want it to be fall, but it's not. But anyway, today feels a little bit more fall-like, autumnal. So I'm gonna go outside and get some fresh air before I teach my class. Anyway, wishing you a great rest of your day, rest of your journey. I'm like glowing now because the sun is shining in again. Oh, and I thought, the nerd that I am, I wanted to end these videos with like a catchphrase or something, like a sign off that's unique to this challenge. So what did I come up with? Happy travels, and may the force be with you, because I am a Star Wars nerd. Okay, so happy travels, may the force be with you, and I will talk to you again very soon.